You.
Go on ahead and...
Hi, YouTube.
Hello, this is Post-Apocalyptic Mukbang, Volume 8. That chicken dish that I've been talking about for months. That's actually what the title is going to be. This is chicken, rice, and peas and carrots with seasonings. It is the most basic thing. You may feel free to try it.
And I am pertaining to Rose. My name is Rose. This is so good.
We've got...
Now, what did you call it? Survival Apocalypse Mukbang?
Post-Apocalyptic Mukbang.
Post.
So we've got chicken breast with rib meat, water, sea salt, modified food starch, sodium phosphate, salt, chicken broth, and flavorings. Fairly natural, fairly healthy. I've been eating off of this and doing very well. 3.5 servings per container. So...
Talk a little louder.
This dish will get you, if you were to eat the full amount.
You can put on your glasses if you need to see that.
No, I'm doing the figures. So yeah, you're probably looking at about 20% of your cholesterol through fat, just from the chicken. About 25 to 30% of your sodium. And about 50% of your protein. Now, if you go extra on the chicken, then you can get even more. Basic facts on the peas. These are high in fiber. You get, in eating a decent amount of this dish, probably 5% of your calcium, your potassium, 10-12% of your iron, and no vitamin D. Mine I've enhanced with a little bit of sesame oil and soy sauce to make it taste like fried rice.
Low sodium soy sauce. I didn't need that. But oh my goodness, it's delicious.
It is basic. It is excellent nutrition. If you throw some corn in or extra vegetables, extra meat.
And this is canned chicken, but by the way, and it's very, very tasty.
What I did was I started the rice. Of course, you do your 1 cup rice to 2 cups of water. So I made 2 cups of rice, 4 cups of water. We get like 6 cups of the meal. I then added the canned chicken, water and all, scraped out the fat into the pan. A small, mini-sized can of green beans and carrots, which has already been tossed out, and that was the last one apparently on my stack. I have to get more. You set that in, you start your rice to a boil. Once it boils, you turn the heat way down and cover it and simmer it for about 13 to 15 minutes, and then you give it another 5 to 10 minutes of simmer, turn it off and let it sit and steam and thicken. In this case, the rice was a little underdone. I didn't quite add enough.
That's perfect.
Didn't quite initially add enough water, so I added another cup. I should have added the 4th cup, but I figured a cup of water between the vegetables and the chicken. It didn't quite even out, so now, it's perfect. I added a little bit, heated it to a boil real quick, turned it right back off, let it sit for about 10 minutes, and so yeah. The chicken cooks in with the rice and the water. I added the dried onions to it and a little bit of this. I added some celery salt and some seasoned salt.
Garlic.
And then a little bit of garlic and then much more garlic after the fact to avoid cooking the flavor out. And yeah, so it's garlic's good for your heart. This is your basic nutrition.
Garlic also is an antibiotic.
The only other better nutrition of anything that I've made has been the bachelor chow, which was the macaroni and cheese, some sort of cream soup, a can of chicken, and a can of vegetables. And it's kind of like a tuna casserole type thing. That with the cheese and everything, and it actually has the perfect balance of nutrition. Like, you can just eat that every single day and you're pretty much good.
I might have to go back for seconds. I am finished with mine already.
So,
it is really good.
It's super easy. It can be prepared in pretty much any circumstance that you're able to have a fire, boil some water, obtain some rice and chicken. You can survive on that.
You definitely need your starches and your protein, but
also your vegetables for your fiber, and avoiding scurvy is important in those situations. So that's, I used the little can, but I normally would use the little can on a half as much chicken and rice. So it would be double.
If you haven't seen this, I ate all mine.
Yeah. So
I devoured that stuff.
Yeah, so that's what this is. It is very simple. It is your basic survival. It's also good for your health. This is, the chicken and rice is not going to make you buff muscularly wise. Like, you're not just going to get, it's going to be like, oh, I eat chicken and rice. And they're just not telling you they're also taking steroids. But as far as the experience I had eating this meal as a staple every single day for the entire time that I was unemployed, stuck out here, my vehicle wouldn't run, everything else, the poorest of the poor times, except it's a frugality video topic later on about the difference between being broke and being poor. It's a Dave Chappelle thing.
I was telling him earlier, if you do make rice, you can put butter and salt on it, or depending, to your taste. But slice up some green olive with pimentos in them and put it in there. Olives is your winter fruit. And oh my God, it's so delicious. So very delicious. You can do a lot of things. And me and my sister, when we were younger, we used to add butter and pancake syrup to it, or maple syrup to it. And oh my goodness, it's so good. Just not with the olives, but I mean just the rice, with butter and syrup.
Rice can be done there's so many different ways to eat rice. And because it can be stored dry, it doesn't go bad the same way that flour does.
And I was telling you, rice in a glass jar with the tight lid, put an oxygen absorber in there. It'll last you 30 years.
Yep.
That is a great way. You can store a lot of rice. Make sure it's in a dark, dry, cool place, though. Don't leave it where the sun's going to be hitting it or anything like that, or the difference in heat temperatures. So you want a good cupboard to put it in.
Yep. So I'm going to go ahead and finish my video out on that. Thank you for joining me for the Post-Apocalyptic Mukbang. As you can see, I'm not the only person enjoying it. Easiest thing to do ever, chicken and rice. If you just eat this and you're working on whatever project it is you're working on, there's physical labor involved, you are going to gain some muscle mass. Your core strength will increase from just eating this.